What's up? Hello, welcome to another track guide, but this time with CCR Wally DJ. So this week we've got a Dragon Trail race on GR4 for Daily Race B. I thought I'd have a go. Looked like on the leaderboards that every single person was using a Mazda. A few McLarens are sneaking in, but I thought I'd give the Mazda a go, and right now my lap is sitting me in 28th position. It's not a bad lap. I did want a 44, but this track and car combo don't really gel with me, so yeah, struggled a bit. But the lap isn't too bad, so we'll jump over into that now to see how I got on. Heading on over now to the lap in the Mazda. My brake balance is 4 to the rear just to help a bit with the rotation as we head down into the first turn. See this red? Just there, just past next to the 150 board even. This is my braking zone. As soon as that red is coming to the edge of my screen, if not past it, I'm on the brakes from 6th gear. Really important to brake as much in a straight line as you can. Really helps slow the car down as much as possible, and just as I'm getting to the apex, drop it into 2nd gear, immediately back up to 3rd, just to get that extra bit of rotation. And what you want to do is bounce yourself over this inside curb as much as you can. We see here all over 2 wheels on the red, really helps rotate the car. If you're lucky, you'll get a nice little bounce which really pushes the car over to the left hand side, opening up this next right hander. Carrying as much speed as you can. This car, front wheel drive, has horrendous understeer, so apex speeds are critical, because if you get on the throttle too early and too hard, you are just going to be running wide. So opening this corner up, and again here just dropping a couple of wheels over to that side of the curb really helps keep the car turned and rotated around these bends. And you see here I'm just around 80% throttle. Again, being ever so patient with another GR4 car, you probably can get on the power earlier, but this one, if you do turn a bit too much and you are on 100% throttle, it will just understeer itself wide horrifically. So make sure you're ever so patient, and if you're finding yourself running wide too often, just back off the throttle a bit and try not to turn as much. As we come through this tricky right-hander here, you can do it flat if you bounce yourselves over the curbs. You can put 2 wheels on the grass, but, and I've experienced it multiple times today, the car can flip over. It's quite funny actually. I may insert a clip of my car on its roof. But yeah, in a race circumstance, you certainly don't want to be doing that. You just want to be keeping 2 wheels on the racetrack and 2 wheels on the curbs, kind of like this. Moving them over to the grass is, you're taking a big gamble and it's not worth it in a race, but for an extra bit of lap time you might want to go for it. But down into this tricky braking zone here, this little patch of grass on the left is my reference as we break down from 5th into 2nd very briefly, and then back up into 3rd for the exit. A pretty important turn there, bam, down 2nd. Got a little bit too much rotation actually on this lap. Might have been able to get away with just staying in 3rd, but you can see back up to 3rd immediately, really close to that inside barrier, and got a bit of a dirty tyre there as we exit, being really patient on the throttle. Solid first sector, done a bit better, but not too bad at all as we now head down into one of the most critical sections. That's a better word. One of the most important sections of the track. On the left here, you see those orange barriers just there? That is my reference to start braking. I'll brake down, trail brake, about 40% braking force, go into 4th gear, and if you can just nick those left tyres on the other side of the curb, it will really help rotate the car and hook it to get on the power as soon as you can. Here I didn't. I just managed to get them on the curb. I couldn't quite hook them over to the other side. But it's so critical to get on the power early here. I can't stress that enough. You can see already I'm 100% on the power, and if anything, I could have probably got on earlier if I had hooked those left-hand side tyres just over the curb there, because up this hill you will carry so much speed, which forces you right here, bouncing all over the curbs. You want to change up to fifth as you hit these curbs here. You can put 2 wheels on the red, no problem at all, but if you do go 4 wheels on the red, you will get a penalty. But this little curb bounce and this slight hook here are critical for you to maintaining full throttle all the way up this hill, which will gain you so much lap time. Now down here, the 150 board just flashes past us there. That's your cue to start braking for this tricky right-hander. Again, I will go down to third, and then I'll be patient, and just as I'm trail braking in, nip down to second gear right here, just to get that extra bit of rotation. Make sure I hit the apex before I'm on the throttle. Boom, straight back up into third, and you want to hover around 75%. Make sure that you stay at 50 to 75% throttle to keep that car turning, because it truly cannot cope with 100% throttle whilst it's turning. You will just go in a straight line. So in order to just keep turning, get yourself around this bend, keep it around 75% throttle. You can see here I'm just starting to edge it up as I feel that I'm going to make it round this bend. But really what you do not want to do is get too eager on the throttle. If you're finding yourself running wide too much, just back off that throttle a bit and be a bit more patient on the next lap here. Now this is this is another key moment of the lap, the death chicane. Right here you can see this little orange man as I head towards the right hand wall. He is my reference for lifting off the throttle. I lift off, try and get the car rotated in, and as I'm reaching the first apex of the chicane, that is my cue to get back on the throttle. And what you don't want to do, which I did do on this lap, as you'll see, just there, you see my left tyres just dip down onto the paintwork, and I was trying so hard to just straight line this and carry so much speed, and it just unsettles the car. So if you can keep all your wheels on the curbing rather than dipping down onto that little red paintwork, that would be perfect. Because here you see those bounces, they aren't fun, and they lost me a couple of tenths there. Otherwise this could have been a 44, but never mind. As we head to the final turn, just before the 100 meter board is your reference here, and you want to apex this one as late as you can. Again, this car's strengths are not its turning abilities, it's its straight line prowess. So right here, keeping tight to that curbing on the left hand side for as long as I can to ensure I'm apexing this corner. See how far round we are right now? Past that orange barrier, and it's only now that I'm starting to think about getting on the power. Again, 50% throttle just to get that extra bit of turning, then boom, on the power when I know I'm not going to run wide. As we head now all the way to the line to get a 45.0. Pretty solid lap. Put me 28th on the leaderboards as I'm recording this, which isn't too bad. But yeah, really difficult combination this week. I did this lap in the Mazda, and I think it'll be a really strong race car with its straight line performance. So definitely one that's worthwhile trying out if you haven't tried it already, because I think if you're in a race circumstance and you need to do some overtaking, this car isn't going to let you down. And we've also got ×1 tyre wear and ×1 fuel. So another downside of this car being its tyre wear problems, it's not going to be as much of an issue this week because you've only got about ×1 tyre wear to worry about. So it's definitely a car to look at. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the lap. It's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it, and yeah, I hope if you're looking for those little bit of references here and there throughout the lap, that this might have helped you out. But anyway, that's me done this week. If you're lucky, you might get a handy pint little lap guide as well for one of the other races this week, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes as we just watch myself come round through the death chicane. But it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.